Alright, folks, welcome. Today I wanted to revisit the interesting career of Chance the Rapper. Chance the Rapper, real name Chancellor Jonathan Bennett, was born April 16th, 1993, in the Chicago South Side. Although the general stigma with living in the South Side of Chicago isn't all the prettiest, glamorous, Chance had a nice life growing up. I mean, his father worked for the mayor and later with Obama while he was in Chicago, and his mother Lisa owned a hair salon studio, which she later gave up to focus more on being present in the life of Chance and helping him throughout his youth. Chance wouldn't really focus on music until his senior year of high school, where he'd toy around with it and music and producing, and that's when he really started to take it seriously. Chance would attend Jones College Prep High School, where he would be suspended for 10 days due to possession of marijuana, hence the name of his first mixtape, 10 Day, which came out on April 3rd, 2012. This mixtape often gets overshadowed by his others, understandably so, but I think it's a very nice listen nonetheless. Its soulful and jazzy sound and the young Chance just enjoying making music is inspiring, and it kind of just makes you feel immersed into this time in his life. After the release of this mixtape, it would be giving him some buzz around the city, and he would even be featured in a Complex magazine, being 10 new Chicago artists to look out for. He was definitely buzzing around the city, and it was only a matter of time till his big break came. Just a year and some change later, Chance would release Acid Rap. This mixtape put a stamp at Chance's name in the music industry. So many people were influenced by this 20-year-old kid from Chicago making this psychedelic, soulful sound of just a beautiful mixtape. This was just a fun, nostalgic piece of art that many people were fortunate to listen to. I mean, very fortunate. This mixtape, as well as the last one, had the capability of free downloading and was downloaded over 1.5 million times during the time it was offered for free. And honestly, when coming back to this mixtape while making this, I just forgot how amazing this really is. And if you haven't listened to it, please do. Okay, now that Chance rose to stardom, what's next? Fast forward 3 years later of May 2016, specifically May 13th, Chance would drop his third mixtape, Coloring Book. If Acid Rap didn't put a stamp of approval to Chance's name, Coloring Book would most certainly do just that. It originally was only to be released on Apple Music, but just a couple weeks later to all streaming platforms. It would be the first mixtape to break the Billboard 200 solely based on streaming, and would peak at number 8. And at the 2017 Grammys, it would win Best Rap Album, being the first mixtape to do that, again based off of streams, which is kind of insane to think about. And this mixtape beat out some heavy hitters, notably The Life of Pablo by Kanye West and Drake's Views. After that, Chance would definitely be at the top of the mountain. Again, this mixtape is so original with its fusion of hip-hop and gospel sound. I'm not really too sure how to articulate this properly, but it kind of just makes you be present in that moment and really appreciate the music he was creating. This mixtape had some huge names on it, just to name a few, being Kanye, Lil Wayne, Justin Bieber, and Future, and as well as some other notable figures in rap. And keep in mind, this is 2016, so these guys' features carried heavy weight to them, as they were all solidified greats in the industry. Chance wouldn't only make his mark on music though in this year. He would give back to the community, and Chance would give $1 million back to Chicago public schools around this time. He was beloved by his core community of Chicagoans as well as everybody else. Oh, and not to mention his infamous 3 hat came alongside the Coloring Book. Like, the release date was in the same timeline, and it made $6 million in sales in just that first year. Alright, so what went wrong? How could this guy be at the top of the mountain but plummet so far down? First, we gotta fast forward another 3 years to 2019. July 26th of 2019, Chance would release his debut album. Kind of crazy to think that this technically is his first ever album and it resulted like this. But I'm getting ahead of myself. The Big Day. Oh boy. This, well, to put it bluntly, this album was not good and wasn't received well by critics and fans of Chance. The corny lines and the lazy songwriting mixed together with odd features just made this a huge mess. And I'm sure you see the memes of this album being about how he only talked about his beautiful wife and how he loves her so much and all that junk. Well, it really isn't too far off from the truth. It's odd to see this divert from his original sound and the connection his music had on people. And Chance did not help himself either with being sensitive to critics. He would engage with random people on Twitter and respond very petty like. He was just exhausting a lot of energy into useless arguments. He would also have to cancel his tour he had planned for this album as the ticket sales weren't reaching the threshold he needed. This most likely had to do with him cutting ties with his lifelong manager Pat and just giving himself a bunch of yes men around him like his dad. I mean, everything came crumbling down after this release. It seems like Chance would spiral out of control after this album. Quite literally ruined his career. Videos would surface of him having Jamaican women dancing on him, which is insane because he made a whole album dedicated to his wife, basically expressing how much he loves her. And again, Chance would be clowned for this. Despite making and releasing some good singles, people didn't care, and the anticipation of Chance the Rapper releasing music carried damn near zero weight to it. To make matters worse, he and his wife Kristen Corley would announce their separation in April of 2024 and officially finalize their divorce in January of 2025. Chance would release his second studio album, Starline, in August of 2025. And honestly, I think this is pretty good, but nowhere near what got him to the top of the apex. Although it isn't an amazing or perfect album, I, as well as others, would agree that this is a strong comeback from The Big Day. And the music's busiest nerd, Anthony Fantano, would even give it a strong 6 to a light 7. All in all, Chance is a great artist, and those two projects are always going to be solidified as a transformative sound and a soulful, fun music. Chance definitely didn't help his case throughout the years, but I'd love to see him to continue to try and make a comeback and tap into those roots that got him to where he was. Let me know what you guys think about the story of Chance the Rapper, and thank you for watching. Take it easy, folks.